Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360 and Universal Roots, and I am blessed to be joined today by the UK producer, Stevie P. Hey, Stevie P, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Johnny? How you
Uh,
doing, sir?
I'm brilliant, brother. It is great to see you, man. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you about your journey in being an artist and producer and
Hmm.
bringing together such tremendous talent out of the UK and elsewhere around the world. But first, I was wondering, Stevie P, if we can tune into one of your artists currently by the name of Kaya Chiquane and her track This Life. Sound good?
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much, Johnny.
All right,
Right.
man. It's my pleasure. Okay, everybody, let's tune in now to Stevie P Productions with his artist Kaya Chiquane and This Life.
STEVIE P production.
La 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 Get stuck in a cycle, going round and round, yeah. You can't see no way out. Disillusion, mental confusion. It will leave you sad and blue, not knowing what to do. It will stop you from seeing, believing, becoming, achieving, yeah. You gotta free your mind, open your heart, that's right. God's got a master plan, yeah. Either for it or against it, yeah. This life, la 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 la. Buckle up, get ready for the ride. La 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 la. Life will hit you up from all sides. La 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 la. Buckle up, get ready all time. Better live right. Don't be foolish, no, no, to think that you can live your life any way that you like, and it will be alright. Ignorance, I better you never go find nothing enlightening about being less than who you are. Who you are, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let your light shine. Liberate your mind, your mind, your mind, your mind.
Oh, blessed love, Stevie P. It's great to share her music, and I sure appreciate connecting with you, man. So listen, I got a question for you. If you could tell me a
Mhm.
little bit about, where you're from and how you first got involved with music and how it evolved into producing.
Right. Like you said, Stevie P. I'm based in the UK, London, the UK to be precise. Um, Music. Oh, I've always loved music. I got into music in my teenage years.
Mm,
Late, I'll say my late teenage years, from 18, 19. That's when I really got into it. But I actually started my first lovers rock band. I got some guys together and a couple of females, and we was just tried out a few things, and it sounded good to us. And fast forward slightly, 1983, the band started to really establish themselves with the lovers rock, the
right.
reggae lovers rock. And we actually had our first single. We had a single in 1983. That's how far back it was.
Hmm.
But started off a lovers rock band called Group Casanova. Even though we had a couple of females in it, the name
Sure.
of the band was Group Casanova. That was our very first lovers rock group band. We had a single by the name entitled "Should Have Been You," which
Hmm.
did very well in the UK back in the day. Um, we also backed other artists within the reggae genre in the UK
Uh-huh.
using other names. There was another name that we used as Pure Link, and
Sure.
that's because that we had a manager at the time that was helping the band. And when we was backing other artists, we would use a name Pure Link instead of our name Casanova. I don't know the reason for that, but that's how we wanted
That's
it.
how it evolved. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, we backed other bands, artists, I should say. Um, Big time artists back in the day was a young lady by the name of Sandra Reed. We've also got a young gentleman by the name of Trevor Hartley back in the day,
Yeah.
based here but comes from Jamaica, and we was also backing him around the whole of England and certain parts of Europe as well. I'm also been doing session work with other bands as a roots playing keyboard player and backing vocalist.
Uh-huh.
We did a big tours throughout Europe, France, Belgium, you name it, Spain.
Beautiful.
As I'm trying to remember the name of the band I was back in, the Shantyites. That's it.
Okay,
I was
cool.
part of the band,
Shantyeites. Yeah.
the Shantyites, which is a roots band. The producing side of things started later on. He played a track by the young lady Kaya Shaquane. She was the very first female artist when I started Stevie P Music Productions back in 2012.
Okay.
Um, she loves music, but she's never had anything out before. Her cousin introduced her to myself. We sat down. She said she's got some lyrics. I listened to her lyrics. I then arranged the track, a beat that she really loved. We combined the lyrics with the track, and the rest is history.
And that's brilliant. Yes, man. Well, we'd love to share it. And also, I'd love to hear about your evolution in music, starting in your teens, and then that Love and Soul's Calling developed into a lot of different other collaborations. Stevie P, were you always kind of leading, in essence, these groups in terms of, collecting them together, recognizing their talent, blending their kind of energies and frequencies to
Yeah,
create these different band entities?
yeah. Because I just had a good ear for talent.
Yeah, man.
I had a good ear for talent, and the music is such a beautiful energy. It's food, and the amount of talent that we have here in the UK is unbelievable. And I just got a few people and just continuously feeding ourselves with music.
Yeah, that is beautiful, man. Now listen, you've had the blessing of being able to see the industry change and the technology that supports production change and that evolution of that four track probably, and then now some of the digital components that you utilize
Yeah.
to generate music. Yeah. Can you
The,
tell me a little bit about that production evolution for yourself?
well, yeah. If I'm honest, I really did prefer the analog aspect of
Yeah.
the music. Um, it seemed to be a lot warmer in terms of studio recordings. The productions always, the records always sounded warmer,
Yeah. Mm.
grainier and more natural. There's nothing wrong with today's digital format, but if we can go back in time, I would really, just like to stick with
I,
that.
I think the purists would basically agree with you, you know what I mean, in every respect. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
The
mean,
LP versus the CD versus the
yeah,
digital
yeah,
track. There's
and
something about that physical quality as well. It's like an old car. It's like, they built them better back in the day.
yeah, and that's the same thing with music. I mean,
Yeah.
we still have great quality music today, but sometimes I think today's technology takes the warmth out of some music I do hear. Not taking anything away from it. I mean, we have to move on. We're moving on, and
That's true. That's true.
the digital
Yeah.
age is lovely, but I would prefer the old days. Until
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah,
And I got to tell you what, it's nice how you are able to blend basically some of those romantic themes into reggae roots music. And of course, I always
Mhm.
felt that it's a healing type of vibration. And, the lovers, uh, you know, um, kind of vibration,
Hmm.
is romantically attractive, both male and female. So it's got an
Hmm.
encompassing audience. And so, you've been an expert in delivering these kinds of rhythms, over the years, and now
Yeah.
mentoring your new artists, in Stevie P Productions. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the artists that might be part of the group that you're trying to elevate?
Yeah, we have quite a number of females within the Stevie P camp and also males. One of my top male artists, real good friend of mine that came on board in the early days, a young man by the name of Robert Emmanuel.
Beautiful.
Um, he's got great vocals. He's very exciting. He's very energetic on stage doing his works. Sydney Prince, another artist to look out for. Granty Asher,
Beautiful.
JJ Born to Sing. The young ladies, I'm working with a trio called Nubian Queens. Um, we've actually just completed an EP just recently, a couple of months ago, actually, that was released. I've been working with the Nubian Queens, Kaya Shaquane back in the day. Not
Hmm.
seeing so much of Kaya these days, but we're still doing some, we've got productions there.
Beautiful.
Um, there's numerous artists,
Yeah.
numerous, too many to mention. Clearview Harmonics, that's
Hmm.
another trio. That's all gentlemen. Um, I've got so many artists on the camp.
Well, I tell you what, Stevie P, what I'm hoping is, of course, you know what I mean, in this production, as well as, some of the other invitations that might come your way with regard to artists that would like to, experience your tutoring and development,
Mhm.
and the productions and distribution potential, for working with Stevie P Productions. How do people find you? You know what I mean? Can you tell me a little bit about where you are presented in the digital world?
Well, you can catch me on all my social media platforms. Facebook will be Stevie P, no, Stevie.P Mix.
Oh, Stevie.P Mix.
Uh, Mix. Instagram, it'll be Stevie P1
Hmm.
at Instagram. TikTok will be Stevie P Music at TikTok. So
Beautiful.
those are a couple of my social medias. I will be developing another website. I did have a website. I closed it down just to reinvent things. But I will
Understood.
be,
Keep it fresh and put new
yeah,
content.
yeah,
You'll have new artists to be presented there. Yeah,
yeah,
understood.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
always
know,
great to start with your own site and then spider out to the other social channels,
that,
but have a home base for you, and you have such a body of work, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
involved in so many different talents associated with the instruments and actually the mixology and the
Mhm.
creations of these productions. In fact, many of your productions, you actually perform most of the instruments on those productions, do you not, Stevie P?
That's correct. Yes, Johnny. I'm playing the instrumentation on all of my productions, barring the guitar. I usually get friends into, I'm kind of, that's the weakest instrument for me. I don't know why. Just don't master that. But yeah, keyboards, bass lines, the drums, live and programming. That's Stevie P. Even backing vocals on most of the productions is Stevie P. Because a lot of the artists you prefer myself doing backing vocals because I am a vocalist too. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's great for you to work with these artists to be able to shine toward your own talents, but you also have a keen eye for recognizing talent in others
Hmm.
and inspiring them and mentoring them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that an emergency artist that would be reaching out to you can expect is to actually, to have you take them under your wing and show them and amplify their skill sets, to bring into these productions to bear. And as far as live music performances, do you also help to establish some of those possibilities for those artists?
Well, not so much now, Johnny. I'm mainly in the studio now, but our productions that we do does help the artists that I'm working with get out there and perform live. So myself, I am not out there too much live, but most of the artists that I'm working with, yeah, they're actually doing their things.
That's great. And I know that you have a network also of others that you can recommend in these, areas of distribution as well as that kind of live performance capability.
Mhm.
So at
Mhm.
any rate, well, I'm looking forward to also meeting with some of your other artists and having an opportunity to share and shine light on their
Mhm.
journeys as well as their works. So we'll look forward to working together in
Yeah.
terms of doing that. Now, is there anything that you might want to offer to an emerging artist, or some kind of pitfall to avoid, or some kind of something to aspire toward?
Yeah. To the up and coming artists, be true to yourself, because what I tend to find with a lot of artists that they tend to try and jump on to do a cover song in order to establish themselves within the industry, which
Uh-huh.
is nothing wrong with that. But I think if you want to really be true to yourself, try and be original.
Yeah, man.
I think that's really important. There's nothing wrong, in doing a cover song, but I think trying to let people feel your heart and know your energy. Try and pen your original and be true to yourself. Don't just try and jump on the wagon by doing covers just to get notice. Be real,
Good.
be true
Yeah.
to yourself,
That's
and just
beautiful,
keep
man. That
pushing.
authenticity, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
Oh,
recognizing in themselves that, there's a
yeah,
divine calling here.
yeah.
So
I think that's very important.
yeah, bring to bear, your own true heart.
Yeah,
So I appreciate that, and that blends into every other kinds of discipline as well.
yeah.
So I really appreciate meeting with you, Stevie P, and reasoning and learning about your history and shining light on your artists. So thank you for hooking up with me. I want everyone to tune into the social media links you find below for Stevie P Productions and look for his rise on the Phoenix 360 app platform for he and his artists merging from the UK and elsewhere around the world. Thanks, Stevie P. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much, Johnny. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Blessings and respect.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Wake up from sleeping, yeah. This is our chance in life. Freedom from strife. Expectations rise, don't die. Attachments